your mindset plays a crucial role when it comes to success in a gaming career, be it professionally or streaming. So taking care of your mindset, keeping up with your mindset, make sure your mindset is in the right place is very, very, very important as a gamer. What's up, dreamers? Welcome to Drive and Revive. And today I want to talk about your mindset. I'm going to start out with the story and then some other stories. But your mindset is very important. If you think you can't do something, you are less likely to achieve it. And that's because if you think you can't do something, the mind wants to take the path of least resistance. So if you think you can't achieve something or can't do something, you're not going to put as much effort in. Okay? That's just how it is. Now, when I was playing Counter-Strike competitively in my earlier years, makes me sound old, I'm not that old, I used to have a terrible mindset. I thought the world was out to get me. Nothing ever went right. I should have been playing at a higher level. I wasn't. That aggravated me, and this and that. And just my mindset in general was terrible. It was a negative mindset, and that made me play inconsistent. Because regardless of how I sliced it, that carried over into my gaming. Even though gaming, like playing Counter-Strike, playing competitively, was absolutely 100% what I wanted to do. That was the hobby that I had. I wanted to make it a career. I put the time in. It made me happy. It was my happy place. Okay, it was my second home basically. But my mindset was so poor that when something small, even if something small happened, it set me off. It would set me off. Okay, and it would send me down a downward spiral. And sometimes it would get me to the point where my mindset was in such a bad place where I just wouldn't even show up to some of my practices. And practice is incredibly important. You cannot skip practice and expect to perform in game. I learned that the hard way. I learned that in high school playing soccer. And in my scouting year, in junior year, I had, going into the season, I had such a poor attitude. I wasn't even practicing. I was like, I'm better than everybody, which I wasn't better than everybody. I was just as good. I was one of the better players on the team, not to toot my own horn. At least that's what I was told. And because my attitude was so bad, I was benched the whole year. I didn't get scouted. I was benched the whole season. I played so little minutes in that season because my attitude was so bad. And it took me literally the whole season, a whole year, to figure out that I needed to change my mindset. Now, I did for soccer, but I didn't elsewhere. My mindset was 100% the reason for why I was held back in these sports, esports and regular sports. So your mindset is very important. Another thing is mindset has the ability to kind of counteract your reaction time and your ability to outplay opponents. Because if you're in a bad, let's say you go into the game, you have a bad mindset, you're like, I'm not going to perform today, blah, blah, blah. Your mind's going to be like, we're not going to perform today. So what you're going to do is you're not going to perform at your best. If you miss one shot, we're talking about Counter-Strike. If you miss your shot, if you get outplayed by an opponent, that's going to send you down a downward spiral because your mindset's already in a bad place. So it's going to push you into a further negative place. You are absolutely going to be severely inconsistent. You're not going to be able to outplay the opponents like you probably normally could. You're not going to be able to, hit your shots like you normally could. And it's just going to be a recipe for disaster. So, and this doesn't just go for gaming. Mindset's very important for life in general. Like your career. If you absolutely despise your career, if you hate where you are in your job, you're not going to put full effort into it. That's just, 100%. That's just it's not going to happen. Especially if you think like the job is out to get you and that you're being treated poorly. Even if you are not, if that's how you feel, that's going to 100% impact your ability to function at that job. So it is very important to take care of your mindset. Now, this is easier said than done. I should have started with this. It's easier said than done. It took me a long time to get my mindset in the right place. But the first step was me realizing. It took me a long time to realize that my mindset was in a bad place. People would say that, like, I was miserable and I was, this and that. They'd say all this stuff. And I'd be like, well, I don't know. I think it's all you guys. It's not me. And then it got to the point where I was like, it can't be me. It can't be everybody else. Like, everybody's telling me the same thing. It can't be everybody else. And it got to the point where I was like, well, maybe I do have a poor mindset. Maybe I do have a poor outlook on life. And that was the kickstart that I needed. And again, that is easier said than done, but that is a starting point. You have to, and you hear this all the time. Like, you have to, first step is admitting it. And in this case, that is 100% true. So if you feel yourself in a negative mindset majority of the time, maybe it's time to, just think about it. Like, am I in a negative mindset? And then think about why. Like, why? I didn't really have a reason for why. And it's just like, there was really no reason for me to do that. And I just, or had that mindset. It was just kind of what I was like, I molded myself into. So if you have anything to add, let me know in the comments. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'd love to get this conversation started. Hit that like button, helps out that channel. Hit that subscribe button for more content like this. And I hope to see everybody in the next video. Later, dreamers.